Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mikestand. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mikestand. All right, I just wanted to make sure that it would, considering the issue I had the other night, that's why I would. Okay, Tim. So,
Okay.
yeah, so Tim Olson is joining me tonight, folks. Tim, if you, as I said, if you'd like to share your link in the chat and for actually, why don't you introduce yourself first and plug
Okay.
in.
Greetings. I am Timothy Lee Olson, creator of Melvin, and Melvin 2 is wrapping up by tomorrow. So if you haven't gotten the book yet, get it. Melvin 3 will be coming soon. I promise you.
Okay. Are you on the YouTube screen? Do you have a tab open to the YouTube screen or no?
I'm opening it. Don't worry.
Yeah, feel free to share your link when you get in there. Anyways, so tonight, everybody, of course, we're going to be focusing in on Fox Feature. We're still in August of 1939. We're going to be looking at comics that went on sale from Fox Feature Syndicate, which, of course, be focusing in on Wonder World Comics number 6 and Mystery Men Comics number 3. Among the features include Green Mask, Blue Beetle, Zanzibar the Magician, The Flame, and maybe even a little bit of Patio Day. So, depending upon the time. So, anyways. Am you there?
Yes, I'm there. I'm getting the link.
Okay. Okay. So, as we're just giving Tim a chance to share his link. So, anyway, of course, this is very early days. This is even before Ted Cord is Blue Beetle. Now, those of you who may not know this, Blue Beetle, and there we go. There's the link right there. I'll highlight that. So, if you guys want to check out Melvin,
Melvin number 2.
Melvin number 2. There's the link to it. So, feel free to go check that out. And with that, why don't we, let's see, if we're all here now, why don't we go ahead and start getting started here on the comics here. Get right into the readings here. We're now at a point where we don't have any internet. Hey, Shadowhawk!
Oh, hey, Shadowhawk.
Shadowhawk here. Thanks for popping in, my friend. Just in time. We're gonna go ahead and get right into the stories here. So hopefully, feel free, of course. And as always, guys, first off, if you can remember, if you haven't already, if you can like and share the stream to see if we can get some more friendly people in here. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. And if we can, try to do our best to answer the questions here. So with that, let's get into these readings now, as it were. So as I said, we're going to be focusing in on Fox Feature Syndicates today, looking at Wonder World Comics number 6 and Mystery Men Comics number 3. Let's probably start with Mystery Men Comics number 3. The features will include, of course, Green Mask, Blue Beetle, Zanzibar, The Flame, and maybe Patio Day at the end, if depending upon the time there. Okay, so we go. Fox Feature. Let's see. We want to start with Mystery Men Comics, I believe. Number 3, I believe. Let me just double check something here to make absolutely sure that that's what we want. Just double checking something here real quick. Uh, yeah, Wonder Woman number 6 and Mystery Men number 3. So I thought so. All right. So with that, let's see. Start off with Mystery Men number 3. So yeah. So here's the cover of it. Nice red background there. And of course, Tim, feel free to chime in if anything here grabs your attention on the art
Right.
or.
Oh, you might want to highlight Shadow's comment. He has Doc's link to his sign up page. I think
Okay.
people deserve to see that.
Yeah. And if you guys can help Doc out, and there's the there's a link there if for those of you, either here or on the replay, if you see this, go ahead and go check that out for him. I hope that is the right link. All right, I hope so too. I wouldn't want to be responsible for sending people the wrong place. Uh, anyways, and I really do like how YouTube will just sit there and screw me on the views.
I mean, is that a fact, or it's just is this something a hunch you have?
Well, I mean, okay, we know we had 3 people in here, yet it went back down to 1 watching now. So, you know,
Right, right. That is kind of weird how the numbers fluctuate.
now I
So
have been told before though that this happens a lot if you're like under 10. So,
so is
yeah,
this who? What character is this on the cover?
that's Green Mask, I believe.
It's not a very original, a very imaginative name. He has a green mask. Call him the Green Mask.
Well, I mean, well, think about it. Think about it, though. I mean, this was still early days of college, or comics, rather.
Comics. Yeah.
So, anyways, that okay. 64 pages, thrills, fun, mystery, in full color. Yeah. Gun mask or something like that. Um, leaps. All right. Gun waving. The green mask leaps across court. Oh, look at that right there. What?
Just the outfit.
Well, probably by today's standards, and you see at the bottom here the Blue Beetle, Rex Dexter, Mars, Lieutenant Drake, USN, which I believe is U.S. Navy. So
Compared to the way the Blue Beetle has changed over the years, it'll be interesting to see how he originally looked like. What he originally looked like.
yeah. Gosh, man, we sure got a lot of letters. For days, our editorial office were swamped with letters from all over the world. Let me tell you, it was hard to pick a winner. Every letter was carefully read, and many of you made suggestions for improvements. We'll see some of them carried out in this very issue. So, and this is something they did a lot of back in these days too, encourage fan participation here. Instead of
Right?
instead of instead of sitting there and trying to tell fans what they like, they actually ask fans, well, what do you like, and what how can we make our comic better?
That would be refreshing to actually kind of, I don't know, get back to that.
Yeah. All we can say is, quote, thanks, and we'll try our hardest to give you the best comic magazine in the world, unquote. So many Mystery Men comics were sold the first issue that many newsstands were all sold out, and a lot of boys and girls could not get a copy. Why not order Mystery Men comics at your newsstand on or about the 15th of each month to make sure you don't miss it? Oh, there you go.
So that would be the beginning of what we would consider a subscription to
Yeah,
comics.
probably. I would imagine so, there, my friend. And there he is, the Green Mask, the guy we were just talking about, by Walter Frame. And I guess this time they decided to spell his name F-R-A. I think in the previous issues it would be spelled F-R-E-H-M. But I think it was pronounced the same way. So, anyways, the Green Mask breaks up the rule of J.J. Fakin, a crook who preys on unfortunate boys and makes them do his bidding. Now, mind you, okay, now before we even go there, mind you, the context here was different than it would probably be considered today.
I know,
Okay.
but that's I guess that's what makes it kind of funny is that today you
Well,
could be
because I think in this case he took advantage of them by taking advantage. What there was nothing like what we would think of today.
Yeah.
It's like he probably got them to run errands for him or something like that. Promised them to pay him something, and then reneged on the promise or something.
Yeah,
like
they I think they're trying to keep it clean.
Yeah. No, there was never any of that stuff back in these days. Granted, there was some pretty dark stuff, mind you, but nothing like that. And we'll see some of that a little later, in the early 40s. So, anyways, the warden of the state reformatory is paroling one of its inmates into the custody of a respected citizen. Blackie, we're paroling you to Mr. J.J. Fagan, who has helped many boys like you to become worthy men. Wonder how that works. Now, Grant, this is a white kid, but can you imagine if he called?
Oh, I was already. I was like thinking. Well, first off is the name, and then like, could you imagine how bad it would be if that was like a colored kid?
Right.
It's like, oh
Where I
no.
was going with that, yeah. You just do what I tell you, Blackie, and we'll get along fine. If not, you'll land back in the reform school. Now, the idea here is you're probably thinking, okay, if this faking guy was a legit guy, he's probably, just having him, do, work, like chores and stuff like that, go to school, try to just make
Steal wallets for him.
Make the kids upstanding citizens, right? Stay out of trouble, get good grades in school, do your chores, that kind of thing. But if it tells me it's probably something else. Yeah. News Dokes, reporter on the Daily Globe, and trusted friend of the Green Mask, receives orders from the editor. Dokes, there's a wave of crime sweeping the city. Hop down to police headquarters and see what you can dig up. I'm on my way. It's not the work of professionals. News, pickpockets, second story work, and petty crime. We're trying to get some leads. I wish you luck. Pickpockets, second story work, petty crime.
In other words, that's as serious as they get.
Yeah, but who do you think might possibly be committing those crimes?
The Hugh Hefner lookalike.
Or having the kids do it, right?
Yeah.
See, that was kind of the thing I was getting at earlier.
Yeah. I figure he's using them to do petty crimes.
Yeah.
What is he? The Shredder from 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Well, they call him JJ Fakin.
Yeah.
And then you get a news clip here. JJ Fakin has adopted another boy today from the state reformatory. He has taken 12 youngsters so far and is seeing that they start a new page in life. And then a lot of that, the rest of that's pretty illegible, but and then I guess the name, you notice how they spell fake in there. Before it was Kin, now it's Ken.
Yeah, that seems like an editorial problem.
Yeah. But then again, as we know, because we've been looking at this, there were a lot of those editorial problems back then. Because I think you picked up on some of that too before, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Hmm. Fakin is a very nice man for taking those kids out. But is he such a nice man? I'll take a look into this.
Notice how he just has a hunch that maybe he's not such a nice guy, even though there's like nothing to indicate that.
Yeah, they kind of again goes back to the writing issues that you, Rick, RJ have all pointed out too. This is the early days of comics too. At that very moment, JJ Fakin is teaching his boys to become worthy citizens. I wonder how. No, no, lift the handkerchief out of my pocket gently. How do you expect to become a successful pickpocket? Blackie rebels. I don't want to become a thief. I thought you were going to teach us to become honest citizens. I can't tell an adult this. Wow.
I'm just saying, like, you're gonna be learning to be a pickpocket, or you're not getting any dessert tonight. Dang it!
You little fool. I told you that if you didn't follow my orders, I'd send you back to prison. The warden won't believe anything you'd say. And look at that, he slapped him.
They'll snap you like a toothpick there in prison, Billy.
Hmm. I'll go over to pay Mr. JJ Fakin a little visit. You, Blackie, and Jimmy, get out and go to work. If you don't bring back loot, I'll send you back to the reformatory. There go two kids leaving now. I'll just trail them. Blackie and Jimmy enter a busy street. Here comes someone who looks rich. Let's give him the works. Uh, okay, but I hate to do it. The Green Mask watches the pair. They're up to something, just as I thought. I'll let them complete their stunt. You know what he called the crime? A stunt.
A stunt. Well, were they balancing on like a unicycle or something? I'll allow them to finish their stunt. It's a good stunt.
Blackie dashes forward and trips their intended victim. Oops! Look where you look. All right. Oh. Oops! Look where you're going. Jimmy came up while helping the man to his feet and deftly robs him. Deftly robs him. Hmm.
Yep.
I'm sorry, mister. We were running home. We're late. And all right. In the future, be more careful. Yes, sir. Did he get anything? And how? A wallet and his watch. The green mask suddenly appears before the two boys. Not so fast. I want a word with you. What? Where did you come from? It's the green mask.
Cheese it, it's the heat.
Talk up. Talk up. I want the truth. Did Fakin send you out to steal? Honest. Fakin makes us. He teaches all the boys how to become thieves. And if we don't do Tory, that's the truth. Fakin will get a surprise. But first, give me that wallet and watch. It must be returned to its owner.
Up yours, come shoe.
The thing is, and we'll see this a lot in comics of this time period too. I like how the heroes interact with the kids. It's kind of when you look back and you see how I mean, this is just one example. Another one comes to mind with Guardian and the Newsboys Legion in DC, which will come up in 41 in I think it's Star and Stripes comics or something like that, or Star Spangled comics. But it's kind of refreshing when you see how the heroes in these early days were interacting with the kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it kind of comes off like a G.I. Joe PSA. What are your two
Well,
kids?
there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Teaching, moral values to dead-eyed children.
Yeah. I have a plan whereby we'll free you from Fakin and put him in prison where he belongs. We're on your side, Green Mask. Yep. The Green Mask gives instructions. Go inside and tell Fakin that I took the money and watch. Watch, you stole. I'll follow you in.
Interesting. He tells them that stuff is wrong, and then he encourages them to lie to an adult.
A little twisted logic there. Huh?
Yeah, it's like I mean he's already doing bad to begin with, there, Jimmy. So you better lie to him to get me to help me catch him.
Well, I mean, but that is kind of part of police. Well, granted, he's a superhero, not a cop, but there is that tactic in interrogation before where maybe you fidge the truth a little bit to kind of get somebody to kind of sweat them out, as it were. Fakin doesn't believe the boys. You yellow-livered brats, you're lying. It's the truth, Fakin. The Green Mask enters silently. Yes, Fakin, it's the truth. It's you, the Green Mask. You've a good setup here, Fakin. The kids do your dirty work. Only I'm cutting in on your game. No, I won't have you. Then have this. It might change your mind. And I know what you're gonna say. The hero is looking more like a crook here, but
remember, kids, lie to adults and punch them when they don't do what you want them to do.
good example, right? We're going to cut out this petty thievery. I have a plan to make real dough. Yes, go on. Now, let's remember back though, a couple page before where he talked about freeing the boys and putting Fakin in prison where he belongs, right? Could this basically be a setup to get Fakin to expose himself? as it were. What do you think?
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mind me unplugging in my laptop.
Oh, oops. I didn't want that yet. The Daily Globe newspaper has a $50,000 payroll. With the help of these kids, we'll grab it off. Yes, that sounds good. I just realized the guy had a bit of a nose there, so that's why I changed his voice to more of a nasally voice there. Now to visit News Dokes. News Fakin is behind the recent robberies. He poses as a good Samaritan and forces the kids he adopted from the reform schools to steal. The rat, I'd like to expose him. The Green Mask tells news of his contact with Fakin and of his plan. Tonight, I'm going to rob the Daily Globe's payroll. Then, when I hand the money to Fakin, you enter with the police. Your cashier has the serial numbers on the bills. At Fakin's. It's all set, Fakin. I'll take Blackie and Jimmy with me. We'll get the payroll tonight. That will be a good haul. At the side street of the newspaper building, you boys stay in the car. I'm going up alone. This is the cashier's office. Okay. With steel-like fingers, the Green Mask climbs the sheer walls of the building. But with steel-like fingers, okay? So he doesn't even have a grapple like Batman. He
Basically just climbs.
I mean, you almost get the impression maybe it's an early idea for Spider-Man, maybe. But
Maybe
in
not.
Spider-Man's case, he has the attributes of a spider, so he probably has something like actually on his hands that allow him to stick to the building.
I think that was the idea.
Yeah. Um. This is the cashier's office. The cashier is preparing the pay. Smacko! Just a light tap to put you to sleep.
Gives him brain damage. He never wakes up. Oh, damn it.
In the meantime, hello, police headquarters. Here's a hot tip. The Green Mask is now at the Daily Globe after the payroll. That will get rid of the Green Mask. He's too dangerous. No one is going to tell me how to do things. Calling all cars, go to the Daily Globe newspaper. Hold up, it's the Green Mask, so proceed with caution. Dangerous killer, calling all cars, calling all. Car 12 is right near the scene. Wow, the Green Mask, here's action. Step on it. That's the last of the money. Sirens, the police. Easy, Mike. The Green Mask is no pushover. I hate to do this, boys. Oh wait, the Green Mask grips the cops' guns and swings them up into their jaws. Oh, wow, look at that! So basically, go to like that right up into their like. Shock! Bam! I hate to do this, boys. More of them coming. I better get going.
And so the Green Mask web of lies deepen even more.
All right, so here we go. With the money firmly fastened, the green mass dives to the next building. Green mass escapes the police. Move over, boys. We're on our way. It's the beginning of the end for Mr. J.J. Fakin. Meanwhile, News does his part. I'm telling you, Inspector, Fakin is behind all the holdups. He just pulled the Daily Globe holdup. You're crazy. He's a respected citizen. Respected? Respected my eye. He's forcing those kids he adopted from the reform school to steal for him. He has a regular school in crime. Sounds possible, but improbable. Come, Inspector. If we go to Fakin's now, we'll catch him red-handed. All right. We'll see. Get the flying squad ready. Back at Fakin's home. Didn't the Paul? I mean, did you get the money? So you tipped off the police? Yes. Here's the dough. The sight of the money is too much for the greedy Fakin. Hee. I'll kill you and call the police. They'll believe you tried to rob me. You don't have to. I hear them coming now. Oh, look at this. Hey, Tim.
Yes. It looks like his weblet eyes are deepening even more. But I bet you'll win though.
Well, this is probably his plan all along.
Right.
You know that, right?
How convenient.
By George Doak, you were right. There's Fakin in the green mask. Fakin tries to bluff his way out. I'm glad you got here, gentlemen. The green mask was about to hold me up. Is this your Is this your money, Fakin? Why, of course, the green mask was about to take it. Then maybe you can explain how it happens to have the same serial numbers as the payroll of the Daily Globe. We've got the goods on you, Fakin. Stoppers, drop your gats, or I'll turn you into Swiss cheese. Oh wait, outside the door, one of Fakin's hoodlums appears. Just in time, Slink. Come with us, Green Mask. I want the pleasure of killing you personally. At your pleasure, Fakin. Head for our airport, Slink. We'll make for the border. Fakin's plane takes off. We'll kill Mr. Green Mask and drop him overboard. As the plane hits an air pocket, the green mass overpowers Slink and then throws the plane into a loop. Hey! The green mask at the controls heads the ship back to the flying field where the police lost him. The plane is coming back. Now grab a parachute and jump. Hurry up, or I'll give you some lead as ballast. You know what, Tim? Do you know what ballast is?
It has something to do with boats.
Yeah, usually it's the I think it's weights that are added to like keep the boat from floating too much, or like Like, those things that kids put on their arms to stay above the water? That would be considered
Yeah,
ballast. Some
what
kind of
is?
weighted thing or something to keep you from like sinking, basically.
In this,
Um,
I'm
oh,
sorry. In this case, that floaties are filled with air, though.
yeah, yeah. Um, here comes the parachute. The airplane is flying away. It's Fakin and his thug. There's a note on his back. Money will be returned to the Daily Globe. The boys, um, the boys from the reform school are entirely innocent, and Fakin's are entirely innocent of Fakin's crimes. The Green Mask. Let's see. Kids, Mystery Men Comics is on sale about the 15th of each month. I'll see you then. Next month, a new Green Mask adventure.
Remember, kids, lying and manipulating others helps fight crime.
uh, yeah, but you do have to kind of wonder what will happen to those boys now, don't you think, Tim?
Yes, they'll go around setting up other adults just so they can thwart them.
I don't think. I mean, this that is kind of a common practice though within where sometimes they might like play good cop bad cop in order to get the criminal to incriminate themselves. That's I think what's happening here. But I see your point too. Then there's Rex Dexter of Mars. Let's kind of briefly go through this as we want to get through the readings, of course. Let's see. Billy Bounce, the kid detective. Um, Chen Chang, Wayne
What's
Turner, air detective. Death
oh,
rides with the jewel body.
uh,
What do you think of the art here? The colors and all this. Pretty bright, huh?
yeah. Pretty basic, if you ask me.
But that's kind of refreshing too. I think it is one of those things that can really draw you in. Lieutenant Drake of Naval Intelligence. Hemlock Sholmes and Dr. Potsam. Wonder what that could be.
Yeah. At
Parody?
first, I was like, Dr. Potsum. Is that a weed reference in a 1930s comic?
Well, no, I think Hemlock Sholmes and Dr. Potsam. I think it's something. I think it's a parody of something else. You get what it could be a parody of?
Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson.
Right. There's the Waco Kid.
Didn't they have the Waco Kid in Marvel comic books?
Um.
Didn't they have something like that?
Well, I think the Waco Kid has that's a name that's been used on a number of cases. I don't know. I don't know. But this might have been the original Waco Kid in comic books. But I don't. Again, I don't know as much about Marvel history. So,
Right.
so here we go. Here's Blue Beetle right
Blue
here.
Beetle, yeah.
Crash. By Charles Nicholas, as I understand it, was the guy who originally created Blue Beetle. I think he was at the very least the artist. Some people have argued that Will Eisner may have done some of the writing for the series as well. Dan Garrett, an ordinary policeman by day, enters the role of the Blue Beetle to fight the spreading loan shark racket. You know what a loan shark racket is, Tim?
Yeah, you borrow money and you pay it back, or else. Or no, no, no,
Right.
wait. It's when you make. It's when you bet.
No,
It's when you
you're
bet on
right.
a
You're right.
sport.
Loan shark racket is basically the mafioso granting loans at in exorbitant rate to keep you in debt, keep you paying them, and if you don't pay them back, then they hurt you. You know, that is what the loan shark racket is. Um, in one of the prominent loan companies, a shabbily dressed man tells the agents that he cannot pay the amount of interest they ask of him. The leader, enraged, seizes the frail man and throws him boldly against the wall. Ouch! But that's not fair. I borrowed only $50, and now you say I owe you $100. You didn't tell me that the interest would amount to so much. I can't pay. I'm gonna give you something that'll change your mind. He's unconscious, boss. Shall we dump him into the river? Yeah, it'll look like a suicide. And when you finish, I want you to call on Mr. Barnes. He's overdue too. Later, two thugs approach Barnes. Ready to pay up, Barnes? I'm sorry, but I can't pay you now, gentlemen. Oh yeah? Well, we'll fix that. Shock! See, this is a loan shark racket, Tim. This right here is a loan shark racket. Let's see. All right. Oh, you're muted still. Okay.
You lose your place there, Mike.
No, no, I'm just doing a little thing here, trying to get the viewer count up. Oh, that we're down to one again. All right. So, all right. Seeing that the police cannot get any damaging evidence against the racketeers, Garrett visits the loan office as John Blake. Ah, you understand all the terms, Mr. Blake. Good then? Good. Then sign this paper. Yeah, you get your $100. Gladly. 2 weeks later, several burly men accost Dan and question his failure to pay the interest on the loan. But I haven't the money. I didn't know that I have to pay $200. There were two other guys who couldn't pay, and now they're pushing up daisies. Oh yeah, look at that, Tim. They just outright tell, yeah, yeah, they pretty much just admitted to murder. Get that writing, huh?
Yeesh. Usually, an actual criminal would probably just keep their mouth shut.
Yeah, but that just shows you just how dumb these thugs are, right?
And they must have gone to the special needs school of crime.
Oh boy. As the gangsters are about to attack Dan, he swings into action. Sock! Dan fights like a wildcat, and the gangsters soon learn that they picked on the wrong client. Wham! Oh, help, stop! And Garrett leaves his attackers sprawled on the streets, unconscious or badly beaten. Look on your coat, the sign of the Blue Beetle. The gangsters return to their angry chief and explain their unfortunate meeting with the Blue Beetle. We're quitting. The Blue Beetle on our Blue Beetle's on our trail. He's too much for us. Oh no, you're not. You're staying right here. You forget. I have full signed confessions of what each one of you has done. I can send you all to the chair. Suddenly, there is a tapping at the window. Who's that, Spike? See who's at the window. Okay. The gangster's terrified when he sees something run along the window. The Blue Beetle! Suddenly, there is a terrific crash as a figure clad in blue comes hurtling through the window. Crash! Look, there's his costume right there, Tim. Tim, you see his costume?
I was gonna say that's the Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Was nowhere near the mute button. I was like, wait.
Yeah. Well, but this wouldn't be the only costume. I mean, his costume even in the early days would kind of go like I think in his first appearance that we saw, he actually was more like Sandman, like Green Hornet, like Crimson Avenger, more like in a more of a business suit. But then after that, he took on a more of a traditional, costumed appearance. The crooks recovering their courage, turn on the Blue Beetle and rush him like mad beasts. Slam! And look at that, a reverse monkey flip right there. Look how he's sending the one guy up in the air like that.
Yeah, reverse monkey flip. I see that.
Yeah. One of them picks up a chair and springs toward. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, that part with the one of them picks up a chair and springs forward toward the Blue Beetle. And you notice the little Blue Beetle mark right there at the bottom of that?
Where?
The box over here, far left.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Thrusting out his powerful legs, the great foe of the underworld catches the onrushing thug in the stomach and hurls him through the air. Look at that. Kind of that reverse, as we said, that reverse monkey flip right there.
Yep.
And there's another big bunch. The mob leader, seeing that he is the only one left, dashes frantically towards the door to escape the menacing Blue Beetle. Disposing of his last antagonist, the Blue Beetle turns on the frightened gang leader and with a flying tackle brings him down. Man, you would think this is a professional wrestling match the way they write some of this stuff, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
You got you got your signals mixed up, you rat. Meanwhile, the commissioner calls the chief of police into his office. Burke, if nothing is done to clean up this racket soon, I'll have another man wearing your uniform. Understand? Yes, sir. I'll do my best. As a despondent police chief opens the door, he is startled to see a group of thugs roped tightly with a note pinned onto the foremost one. Oh, isn't that interesting? Just as he gets chewed out by the commissioner, look what happens.
Yep.
Great Scott! It's the very men I've been trying to get evidence on. Here's a full-time confession of each man, and the sign of the Blue Beetle at the bottom. I'll have my kids say a little something for the Blue Beetle in their prayers tonight, Commissioner. Sure, and I think I'll catch the Blue Beetle. Yeah, I'm getting on to his trick, Dan. Really? Keep trying. That guy to the left there, Tim.
Yeah.
That's his partner. He's a regular character in this.
So
Dan Garrett, who is the original Blue Beetle, who's the original alter ego of the Blue Beetle, was a policeman. And this is still pre-introduction of ZX and the chainmail suit that he would wear.
Wait. Is the guy on the right the Blue Beetle?
Yeah.
Oh, I get it now. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Clever. Cute.
See the next issue of Mystery Men Comics on sale about the 15th of each month, when the Blue Beetle goes on a new, thrilling, and action-filled adventure with you. We're already at the. I think we're making good time there. We're already at the 52-minute mark.
Yeah.
Inspector Bancroft of Scotland Yard. Secret Agent D13, and look, the red, white, and blue colors right there.
Yeah. Oh wait, I thought they weren't talking about the war yet.
Well, they probably were bringing up a little bit here and there with the secret agent stuff.
Well, oh no, it's not Germany.
Denny Scott of the Bengal Lancers. Real life personal interviews with real detectives by Lee Harris. Let's see. Nathan Solomon. Zanzibar the Magician. Right, so here's the third feature by George Tuska. Now, RJ, when we saw this name before, I know RJ lit up a little bit, because I guess George Tuska was another kind of well-known, I guess, comic artist or what have you from this time period. Zanzibar smashes the opium smuggling ring in Shanghai. Zanzibar, I've a special detail for you. This is a man-sized job. You've heard of the notorious opium dens of Shanghai? Yes, sir. We have cleaned up most of them. Correct. But there is a smuggler called Sanchu who's been eluding us. He now owns a den somewhere in Shanghai. It is said to be the largest in the world. I'll investigate and bring Sanchu back alive. As he makes his way up a winding terraced street, Zanzibar scrutinizes several Chinamen busy at their work. Now, what do you think in this case scrutinize means, Tim?
Scrutinize.
Huh?
Is that where you go over something, just like every detail?
Well, yeah, I think in this particular, that's usually what it means. I think in this case, I think it just simply means he observes them. He keeps a close eye on them. I think is what they're getting at here. So
Okay, here it is. Scrutinize, verb. Examine or inspect closely, thoroughly.
yeah, so Zanzibar climbs a fire escape, jumps from roof to roof. He comes to a pipe with a faint vapor arising from it. Zanzibar climbs down and appears at the front of the building. Hello, you looking for something? No, maybe for white bird? No? Yeah, yes. Show me where I can get some. The Chinaman, believing he is another customer, bids Zanzibar to enter a den, thick with the sickly sweet vapor of opium. And then
So he's going to an opium den.
gee, gee, gee.
Why, he's shooting up in front of everyone.
Wait, before we supply you with the stuff, our boss must interview you. Zanzibar enters a large room and notices a plump Chinaman sitting against the wall opposite the door. Only suspicious characters enter this room. I know why you are here, and it is not for opium, but as a spy. Am I correct, my illustrious friend? No, I crave some of your opium, Sanchu. So you know my name. Now I'm sure that you are from the police. To the torture chambers with him. Oh wow, what a quick transition, hey there, Tim.
Exactly.
That was quite a quick transition there. We have unique tortures for spies. Lin Chao, show this devil what we can do with our deadly blowgun.
We'll get him so high he won't know where he is.
Lin Chao silently raises his blowgun and blows at Zanzibar. At that moment, Zanzibar's eyes sparkle, and instead of darts, Lin Chao blows harmless bubbles.
Womp, womp, womp.
Well, he is a magician, mind you. He is a magician. Um, Another Oriental throws a hatchet at Zanzibar. Zanzibar glares at the hatchet man as he is about to throw the hatchet. It turns into a cobra and kills the Oriental. Oh boy.
Wow. So he goes, okay, I'm going to turn to a snake and kill you now.
This is some of your work. How could it be when my hands are tied? You don't always need magic for hands, or you don't always need hands for magic. Um, we shall see. Take him to the execution chamber. We will send his head to the chief of police as a souvenir of how we treat intruders. As the executioner raises his knife, Zanzibar glares at it, and the knife shatters into 1,000 pieces. Wow. No magic words, just look.
I was gonna say no. He doesn't need. He doesn't need his hands. He can just kick him in the groin. So he'd say nothing up my hands, nothing up my sleeve. Pow, right in the nuts.
Take him to my room. I will deal with him myself. I shall get rid of you once and for all. Zanzibar gestures, and Sanchu turns into a horrible creature. His men, petrified with fear, fail to shoot. Whoa, look at that. Teesh. Finally, they draw their guns and fire at Zanzibar. Under Zanzibar's strange power, they shoot blank. Bang, 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 bang! Realizing their helplessness before Zanzibar's mystic power, they cower in fear. Zanzibar leaves the room and is about to lock the door when up with your hands, please. Zanzibar motions with his expressive hands and the gun disappears. He strikes the enemy a powerful blow. Hello, Chief. Send a patrol wagon to Mo Fong's alley. I have San Chu and his men locked up.
You ever notice that they're always working with the police chief?
Uh-huh.
Every single story, they're always working with the police chief.
Yeah, I mean, in a number of comics of this time period, the hero and the police chief I mean, just look at the Clock and Captain Kane. You know, even in some of the spy stories, his espionage Black X, he's constantly talking to the head of the spy agency, as it were. Returning to the room, a horrible sight meets the magician's eyes. They've all committed suicide to avoid the shame of arrest. I must hurry to Sanchu. He's still alive. Sanchu, still in Zanzibar's power, glares in rage at the magician. Later, at headquarters, Sun Chu, Sun Chu has been convicted. He'll be executed next month. And there we go with that. Alrighty then, so there's Mystery Men comics.
Wow, that went by pretty quickly, didn't it?
Well, okay, so the Green Mask was supposedly 9 pages, and then the other 2 stories were 4 pages each. So now we're going to read The Flame and probably Patio Day, and that's a combined 15 pages right there, 9 and 6 respectively. And Wonder World comics. Number 6. Yeah. So we're just past the hour mark, so we're making good time, it looks like. Wonderworld Comics. That's the Flame right there, the guy in the red and yellow right there. He's the lead feature in this book.
And no way to be confused with The Flame by Rick Piper.
Yeah.
Completely different characters.
Got Yarko, the Great Master of Magic, Dr. Fung, Master Sleuth of the Orient, Spark Stevens, thrilling adventures in the U.S. Navy. Anyways. The Flame by Basil Barold. Of all the rackets that have beset society, one of the most vicious is that of the arson ring, wherein tenanted houses have been burned for the profit derived regardless of loss of life. Our story begins in the editorial offices of a large newspaper. Shake a leg, Bonnie. The chief wants to see you, and is he hoping, and he and you, and is he hopping mad? Oh, in one of his tantrums again. Another building burned. Same old story. No clues. Stay on the job and call me if anything turns up. Okay, come in, Bonnie. Fire after fire and no conclusive evidence as to the culprits. There's an arson ring at work and it must be smashed. And Miss Bonnie Lane is elected to solve the case and bring in the scoop. Something tells me you're really sending me on this assignment to get a line on the Flame. You've got a hunch that he'll be interested in the case. I hope you're right. I'd like to meet that man myself. Au revoir, Chief. And remember, Bonnie Lane never fails. I've got an idea or two on who is behind that arson ring. I'll check them right now. Taxi! Drive me to East Avenue and Main. Like my attempt at feminine voice this week, Rick? Or, I'm sorry, Tim.
Well, you're trying. That's the important thing.
I gotta do with what I gotta do with what I got, right?
Exactly. What else can you do?
Yeah. In the offices of District Attorney DA, the DA discusses the case with an associate. In connection with all these fires, one fact is outstanding. The fact that insurance for all the building was handled through one broker, Mr. Crass. Yeah, Mr. Crass, who kisses and has no class. Right?
I thought maybe it was just like he's just a grouchy boss, so he's crass all the time. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just being facetious there. But we've questioned him many times, sir, without establishing anything more certain than a strong suspicion. That's true. Nor can we learn a thing from the building owners with whom Crass undoubtedly made some financial arrangements.
Is this guy a head of a newspaper?
No, we've moved on to a district attorney's office now.
Oh, district attorney. Never mind.
Yeah, that was the previous page. Suddenly, from the smoldering pipe lying on the desk, a vapor surges forth, and in a moment, the flame is standing in the room. I'm at your service, gentlemen.
I'm confused by that power because he's the flame.
Well, that's right, because I don't think you. I don't. This is the first time you've actually been a part of the story. So his name's the Flame. So aside from
Fire?
generate fire, right? He actually can travel in any form of flame. Anywhere where there's any kind of fire or flame or anything like that, any kind of heat source, he can just materialize from that.
Oh,
okay. I know it's funny, weird. It's weird, funny. I know, but again, this is the early days of comics. Don't be alarmed at my usual entry. Came to help you break up the arson ring. Now listen to me. As you suspect, J.B. Crass is the head of the ring. You'll find papers proving that conclusively in his office at East Avenue and Main. East Avenue and Main, does that sound familiar to you, Tim?
yes, the beginning of the story where she told the taxi driver to take her to East and Main.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Beginning of this panel, in fact. Or this page. All right. That night, Bonnie Lane makes a systematic search of Crass's office. Everything seems to be in order. Routine papers and so on. I'm not getting anywhere. Wait, what's this? Why, it's a secret drawer containing papers linking him definitely to the ring. Unnoticed, the Flame perches on a ledge outside, watches the girl's movements. Suddenly, the door opens. That was a neat job I did today, Crass. With all the celluloid I've got tacked in the basement, the house will burn like a box of matches. I said I was a meter inspector. Easier. The time fuse is fixed to go off any minute now. So what do you think celluloid is in this case, Tim?
Well, something they use to start a fire.
Yeah, maybe some kind of
let's look that up. Celluloid.
Celluloid, normally when most people think of it, is the fat on your body.
Actually, celluloid, according to this, is a transparent, flammable plastic made in sheets from camphor or formerly used in cinematic film. So they stacked a bunch of it in the basement because it's flammable.
Okay.
Nice little tidbit for you.
Yeah. Okay, you'll get your dough now. Hey, there's a girl snooping in my office, prying into my files. Get your hands up, lady. We can't take chances, Crass. We gotta get rid of her. You're right. She goes for a ride one way. Yeah, I could just imagine what some people would be saying about that. That building we set up for tonight is the last fire. Oh wait, no, that's okay. The building we set up for tonight is the last fire we'll pull for a while. We'll take care of the dame, then lay low. At that moment, the DA and his aides enter the building and hurry to the elevator. As the flame is about to enter the office to aid Bonnie, the howling of fire sirens is heard. The DA should have this situation well in hand now. I must hurry to the fire. Lives are in danger. At the scene of the fire trucks pull up with sirens screaming and bells clanging. Alert firemen leap from the trucks and hurry to save lives and bring the destroying flames under control. What do you think of that visual right there, Tim?
I said, is that the entire page or no? And I realized no, it's not. They really don't do splash pages, do they?
I guess not. If I knew what a splash page was.
A splash page is like a page that's like an entire, where there's no pan. It's just like the entire picture. There's no panels.
Yeah. Suddenly, a familiar figure lunges through the crowds and darts past the police lines. It is a flame hastening to lend his aid to the rescue work. Time and again, the flame passes through the leaping tongues of fire, carrying the trapped tenants from the roaring inferno. Wow, look at that! Look at that. He's got a lady on the one shoulder, and he's got a guy in his arms, his other arm there.
Yep, that's what it looks like. I'm trying to think of a more actual clear definition of what a splash page is.
There's no one left in the building now but us. The stairs are impassable. I have no choice except to jump. Look! The building is collapsing. They'll be killed! With a great leap, the flame darts from the fire-gutted structure. He breaks his fall by catching on a telephone cable. Yeah, that's not necessarily one of the safest things to do. Because if there's electricity running to that cable, it's like, dude might as well be dead. Right, Tim?
Right. Hold on. All right. So, hold on. Dang it. Okay. So this is what a splash page is. Splash page, or sometimes referred to as simply a splash, is a full-page drawing in a comic book. A splash page is often used as the first page of a story, and includes the title, credits. Splash pages that are not on the first page of the story sometimes are called interior splash pages.
Okay.
Yeah, they really didn't do. I mean, for the first part of the story, but it didn't do interior splash pages very much.
Yeah. Well, this is still early on. They probably will develop it over time, obviously.
Yeah.
Then drops nimbly to the street. Glory be! What a man! What a firefighter he'd make! Take her to a hospital immediately. She needs medical attention. Congratulations, Flame! You were marvelous, saving all those people.
Hopefully, the firefighter doesn't ask for his name and number.
Never mind. That DA did you? Never mind. That DA did you get?
JB.
Never mind. Okay, never mind that DA. Did you get JB Crash? What happened to that girl reporter? Crash must have gotten a warning when he reached his office. He was just getting into a private elevator with some young woman, but we managed to catch the sniveling thug. Speak up, you rat! Where has Crash gone? And girl. I'll tell. He's taking the new highway. He's gonna bump off the girl, then skip the country. Did you just snicker?
No. No, I did not snicker. No, I didn't snicker.
Now you sound like you're snickering.
Yeah, now I am, but I wasn't before.
Wait here. I'll get them and bring them back. My car can overtake anything on four wheels. Smoothly, the sleek car glides through the streets, but as soon as the outskirts are reached, the machine zooms forth like an arrow. Look at that. Look at that right there, Tim.
Yep.
Zoom!
Probably is a boat. Probably just guzzles gasoline like it's water.
Yeah. There's a straightaway ahead. Now I can get the throttle way down. Look, traveling at a terrific clip. The flame soon overtakes the car occupied by Crash, Bonnie, and the hired thugs. Look at that racer! Go! He must be doing 300. Another moment, and I'll come alongside of them. That car's riding up on us like a streak of lightning. Let him have it. Shoot him off the road. As they race along side by side, the flame adjusts the control, which drives his car automatically, then prepares to leap onto the speeding thug's car. Gangway, boys, here I come. Cars go hurtling madly down the road as the flame lashes out at the kidnappers. Vainly, they bring their guns into play, but the flame shakes off the bullets like so many peas. Basically treating it like a pea shooter, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't play with you boys any longer. There's work to be done. They smashes their heads together.
Yep.
It's you I want, Mr. Crash. I'm going to take you back to town. Deftly, the flame tosses Crash into his own car, where he quickly binds the arson ringleader. Enraged, the thugs turn on Bonnie Lane, But before she can be harmed, the flame seizes her from their grasp, and with an amazing effort jumps with her onto the train speeding alongside. All right, shades of who? What do you say there, Tim?
I don't know.
Superman, maybe?
I mean, like they're. I don't
And
know.
leaping onto a train like that,
Um,
it's faster than a
you
train,
know,
right? Faster
right,
than.
right.
Stand
Well,
back.
I
Stand
really
back.
don't.
Oh,
uh,
go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I really don't think he was. They had that phrase yet, did they?
Maybe. Anyway, stand back, Miss Lane. I'm going to give the vermin a taste of my flame gun. Oh, look at that! You got a flame gun right there. Boom!
Oh, yeah.
They're done for. Now we can get back to the car. That was the most heroic thing I've ever witnessed. I certainly appreciate your having saved my life, but you are so strange. Won't you tell me who you are? I'm sorry, but I can't do that. In the battle against crime and oppression, you'll find me where the fighting is thickest. We'll hear, we'll hear. Okay, a little writing. Okay, we'll hear. We are back in the city in a moment. Um, we will hand over JB Crash to the authorities, and this case will be closed. Mr. Flame, you have rendered a public service for which the city will be ever grateful. Thank you, DA.
Does the DA have a name, or is he just DA?
They just call him the DA in here, I guess.
That should be funny. He goes, hey, my name's not DA. It's actually Wendell.
uh, but I must be off now. There are others who need my aid. Later, Bonnie Lane returns to the newspaper office. Orchids for me, Chief? I've got I've got it. The whole story. And what a scoop. Good. That's swell, but the flame, did you get a line on him? Oh yes, the flame. I found out that he was just wonderful. The
Hmm.
flame will give you an even greater thrill in the next issue.
She
Do you
was
know
fi-
why
she
I'm
was fired shortly after. The end.
laughing? Do you know why I'm laughing?
Because she didn't get anything.
No, not that.
Oh.
The way they wrote what she said, and then the following those last two.
Oh, okay. The flame in one. Okay, I get it. Clever, clever.
On sale about the 28th of each month. Don't miss it. So before I go on to the next story, because I think we got time for at least one, maybe if not two stories.
Bravo, old bean.
I've got a well, okay, so we're at 1:30, so one more story then. I've got to step away from the computer for a moment, Tim. So if you want to go ahead and promote your book and share the link again, go for it. I'll be right back.
Well, folks, I'm gonna go quickly get some coffee. Sit tight. I'm back, folks. How you doing? So tomorrow, Melvin 2 campaign in demand will be over. So you should probably go over right now and get yourself a copy. Huh? How's that?
All right, I'm back now. I'd hope that Tim it kept you guys entertained while I was gone, or at least shared his.
Oh, I did a little.
Um, all right. Anyways, let's see. We're at an hour and a half now, so we might go to at least one more story here, and be done. Start to wind down a bit here. So Yarko the Great, another magician type story. Let's see. Look at that. Anyways, Dr. Fung. K-51 Spies at War. All right, wait a minute. Check something here. Flame. Short patio. Okay. Go back. Let me do this one more time. I'm out. Yarko the Great. Oh. All right. Well, that seems a little disappointing. Oh, they only had 43 of the pages here.
Oh,
But
well.
oh, okay. So I guess they took out some of the stories here. It looks like the patio day story. That was the one I was. Any other notes here? I'm looking to see if there are any. Well, I guess not. Well, let's see what else we can find then. Page 30, so they jumped ahead there. I didn't even realize that. I was looking at the patio day story. That was the one I was going to read, but I guess they put that at 46 in. So, yeah, they took some of the stories. I don't know
Well,
why.
you could always talk about niche history.
Huh?
You could always move on to niche history, I guess, if they took the story out.
Well, there's probably we still have time for one more story. Yeah, the one story, the 130. I think we'll hit this one then. Mob Buster Robinson.
Wait, is it true? Mighty Geek Studio said Dr. Fung got edited because of racial stereotypes.
Well, it probably did. I mean, I don't know as much about Dr. Fung, but
They shouldn't edit it because it reflects the time in history and things like that were being written.
well, if you look back, because we can go back to that and look at that for a moment. Not full on read it, but let me see. At least get down to where we can Go back to that story. So here's Dr. Fung, Master Sleuth of the Orient. So there's Dr. Fung right there. Now I'm guessing that possibly, let's see. Dr. Fung is requested by the Chinese police to get the killer thief of Roger Byron, millionaire. The doctor suspects Khan Genki, notorious bandit of the Orient.
You would think of if it was edited because of stereotypes, they would have taken the story out altogether.
Yeah. Let's see if there's any additional information down here. I don't see any comments or anything like that that would help us determine that. But here's the story right here. I mean, what did we just say? I mean, if you look at it, there could be some possibility of, of stereotyping here in terms of the way they drew it. But I mean, then is that really stereotyping, or is that like, um, and we're just kind of breezing over this, just to try to answer. Again, it's not something I would know because obviously Dr. Fung is not one of those features I would have probably. This is the first time I've even seen a Dr. Fung story or focused on it in any real sense because I focused.
It's not that fun.
Huh?
It's not that fun.
Well, I tend to focus more on the superhero stuff anyway. So, but now that let's see. Oh, private chat.
I had gone to get some coffee.
Okay.
Yeah, I came back.
All right. So, Dr. Fun got edited because of the race. Well, when exactly did that happen, though? I don't know. They were doing that back in these days. You know how
they weren't.
what?
I said, oh, I bet they weren't. They didn't give a crap.
Yeah. You know how these modern. Well, okay. So it's possible Dr. Fung would have been probably edited now.
It would have been edited out. It wouldn't have even happened.
Yeah.
Because they say diversity, but they really don't mean diversity.
Yeah. So.
And
Anyways, we'll just kind of breeze through the rest of it because we are getting close to.
Yeah, there's like 20 minutes left.
Yeah, so I probably will get to Nietzsche history here in a moment. Here's now, granted, these started becoming less and less as time would go on, but you'd have these little side things too, like movie memos by Marina Carroll. You'd see like Dorothy Lamour and John Hall. Edward Arnold. So some of these are, I think, the famous movie actors and actresses of the time. Stuart Irwin. I know most people aren't going to, like, I think most people, the only ones they would know might be Dorothy Lamour and Clark Gable right there.
Interesting.
Speaking McFarland.
Yeah, sorry. I hope. I was just replying to Mighty Geek. He was saying Dr. Fung was pre-World War II. I said, yeah, and I'm pretty sure he's noticed how in these comic books they've danced around or tried not to mention any mentioning of the war in Europe.
Yeah.
Which I find very interesting.
Yeah, so Spark Stevens. Mystery Men comics, which we were looking at earlier. So, anyways, so I think we're at an hour 42 now. So, it would have been canceled because the author was white. Yeah, you're probably right.
And you know how I think they should solve that problem is that people should stop. And any way to kill cancel culture, you just need to stop giving a crap.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, those are the readings tonight. A little disappointed I wasn't able to get to the patio day story, but I guess
that really did throw you for a loop, didn't it?
Yeah, I did. Well, I was planning on hitting that if it was there, but we still got through some good stories there. I mean, that's still 18 and 26 pages of content right there. So that was still pretty good. So, anyways, guys, we're now gonna so we're at hour 43 now. We're coming down towards the end of the show here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to this day in each history. Today being Friday, February 10th, 2023. Let's take a look back at this day in each history. History, and just that was all right. All right. So, anyways. So first, I'm going to head back to 1999. As on this date in 1999, the first issue of Crow from Image Comics went on sale on this date back on this date in 1999, which was 24 years ago today. So 24 years ago today, first issue of Crow from Image Comics, or the Crow. I don't know if this is the same one that I think it might be the same one that was based on the movie, but with Brandon Lee and all that, about Eric Draven. The cover price was $250, and it was 32 pages. So on this, from the looks of it, from the looks of stylized writing, it might have been the comic that the movie was based on. So on this date, the first issue of The Crow from Image Comics went on sale on this date. With that, get ready to move on to the next piece in each history. A bit of a sad piece of news happened on this day in each history back in 2003, 20 years ago today. As on this date, 20 years ago today, Kurt Hennig, who many of you might remember as Mr. Perfect in the WWE, or of his time in the late 90s in WCW, passed away at the age of 44. He was, of course, a second-generation wrestler, the son of Larry the Axe Hennig. Kurt Hennig was, of course, a former AWA World Champion, a two-time Intercontinental Champion, a former WCW United States Champion. Died on this date from an acute drug intoxication, I guess is what they called it. Basically died, from what I understand, of a drug overdose. If I understand correctly. Death and Legacy. They say here about it. Okay, so on February 10th, 2003, Hennig was found dead in a Florida hotel room. Hillsborough County Medical Examiner's Office declared acute cocaine intoxication, that's what it was, to be the cause of death. His father said that steroids and painkillers also contributed to his death. So, acute cocaine intoxication was. And at this time, I think he had just made some appearances for TNA at that point.
Oh
yeah. Let's see. It is okay. I get what is it is, Terry? Are you saying that was the comic? Are you talking about the Crow comic? And while we're waiting to see if you respond to that question, move on to the next. So 2003 is just so nice that we're going to hit it twice. And also on this date back in 2003, the anime Reign the Conqueror made its English language debut on Adult Swim on this date in 2003. So on this date back in 2003, 20 years ago today, the anime Reign the Conqueror made its English dub debut on Adult Swim. And coming last but not least, getting tired there, Tim?
Oh, no, my answer just bothered me.
Okay. You can stick around for a few minutes afterwards as well.
Well, I know how it goes.
Post recap. All right. So on this date in 2008, American comic book and animation writer Steve Gerber, whose cartoon credits include Thundar the Barbarian, Dungeons and Dragons, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Transformers, Superman the Animated Series, passed away at the age of 60. Steve Gerber, who was a writer on these shows, passed away at the age of 60. From what I understand, from what I saw too, he did some comic book writing as well. So, so there we go. There we go with that. I thank everybody for being here, and if you guys hadn't already, if you could like and share the stream, so people can learn more about this stuff.
Yep.
Anyways, I thank everybody for being here, and okay, so this Sunday, of course, we'll be having our of course, the weekend edition, which we get everybody back here to talk all things niche, open, kind of an open panel where we just talk about
a
lot of the stuff.
Sometimes
week. Monday, we of course go over that week's DC and Marvel releases in the CDR. Niche newscast Tuesday to Thursday, and then on Friday we'll be back here again. Next Friday we'll be finishing up August of 1939. In which we'll be looking at the books that went on sale from Quality Comics, namely Smash Comics and Feature Funnies. And my guest next week will be the Tomoloviches, Chris and Diana Tomolovich. I look forward to having them here. And then, of course, 2 weeks from today, when we start up September 1939, Terry of Mighty Geek Studios will be joining me. We look at DC. We're looking at the conclusion of a couple stories: Batman versus the Mad Monk, and the return of Cora story from Tex Thompson, among others. And so I hope to see everybody back here on Sunday. Bye.
Peace out.